weather gear on, and for good reason. It is going to absolutely pour down with rain today. It's going to get heavier and heavier, which in my mind is the absolutely perfect way to camp when you've got an amazing tent to use. I'm going to go down and collect some water from the river before it rains too hard, because after we've had heavy rain, it's probably going to get quite silty and dirty. Oh dear. I tried to hook it over a branch and the branch snapped and fell in the water, so that is no longer clean. happy with this. It's nice to have this porch. The tent is fantastic, and if it was a nice day and I didn't have to have the rainfly on, it would be lovely and bright inside, because you could keep the roof windows open, or even just put the see-through panels in the roof. It lets lots of light in, but unfortunately the zips around those panels are not waterproof. So if you are going to get heavy rain, more than just a little light smattering of rain, you need to put the rainfly on, and that does make it very dark inside. Definitely cooling down, so I am very tempted to light the fire, but I will wait until it's dark because I didn't bring a lot of wood. I have a funny story for you. I want to show you something. Wait there. I wasn't really sure whether I would light the fire or not, and so I didn't bring any wood with me. And then on the way, I thought, let me stop and buy a bag of wood. And I took this bag of wood up to the counter at the petrol station where I bought it from. And there was a stand next to the counter that had all of these Easter eggs on it. And I had this big bag of wood, and as I lifted it up onto the counter, I bumped this display, and this chocolate Easter bunny fell off and smashed into 1,000 pieces. And the lady said to me, "Oh, don't worry about it, it's fine." And I said, no, I'll take it. I've smashed it, I'll buy it. She said, "You don't have to." And I said, "No, I'm definitely going to do it. It's a good excuse, I get to eat it." But also, I can remember as a child, I've got a brother and a sister, and the three of us would go out on Easter morning, Easter Sunday, and do an Easter egg hunt. And usually our family went into the mountains, went hiking. We called it mountaineering. So we went mountaineering in the mountains of South Africa when I was young, and definitely used to go at Easter time. Like any opportunity for a long weekend or a public holiday, we'd head off to the mountains. And so every Easter was spent in the mountains doing an Easter egg hunt. So Mum and Dad didn't carry in hundreds of eggs, there was just like 1 or 2 for each of us. And usually there was like a little bunny or something. And if you were the child that got the smashed or cracked bunny, then it was like, oh, the worst thing. There'd be tears. And poor Dad was usually the one that carried them in his pack, like trying desperately for like 2 or 3 days not to smash these blasted Easter bunnies. So cheers, Dad. Thank you so much for carrying our Easter eggs in and keeping the spirit of Easter alive for us. Cheers, you guys. Such a relaxing trip. It's brilliant. The reason I keep saying that it's absolutely going to thunder down with rain is because these next 2 days around New Zealand there is an unprecedented amount of rain. I think I was reading in the weather forecast they're calling it a river of rain, something like that. And there's going to be flooding and slips and torrential rain for the top part of the South Island. So I'll be interested to see if Tony from AB Camping or Abel from Abel and Victoria go out camping in this weather, because they're up that way and it's going to be horrendous. Horrendous amount of rain. So I have actually chosen the spot with the least amount of rain because actually the kind of rain that's coming to the top of the South Island of New Zealand and the west coast of the South Island and the south of the South Island is all the kind of rain that you do not go out in. It's crazy, crazy amount of rain. So this is actually lovely. It's beautiful. When I saw how much rain was coming, I decided I was definitely going to do a car camp, because it's one thing to walk in to camp. Like my last camp was fantastic. I walked in the dry, and it was only in the last maybe half hour of my walk that it started to rain lightly, and then it poured down once I was already set up at camp, and that's perfect. But if you have to walk in torrential rain for 3, 4, 5 hours, it's the pits, like honestly, the pits. So this is perfect. Sorry. I left you down there. I was just saying, I'm really pleased with how this tarp has turned out. I tucked it underneath the rainfly, and I was hoping that it wouldn't drip through, like, you know, down the rainfly in here. It's worked really well. I'm always amazed at how quickly water boils with this cooker. This is my Covia Moonwalker, and it's an old cooker. I didn't think they sold them anymore, but I have looked it up, and I think you can still get them. It's a great cooker. I've had it for years and years and years and years. Right, spaghetti. I stand corrected. Fettuccine. Oh, yum. I don't know where that chocolate Easter bunny went. That's what's left of it. My excuse is that it was hollow. As you saw, I got the fireplace all set up. But it's too hot to even have my puffer jacket on. It is so warm, and I just cannot justify lighting a fire when I'm sitting here in like 2 layers and I'm perfectly cozy and warm. If I light it, it's just going to get so hot in here. I think I'll regret it. So, as nice as it would be to have the ambience of the fire, I'll save it for proper winter because it's only, what is it? It's about the 3rd of April. Yes. So we're definitely in autumn here in New Zealand, but it's not cold. I haven't told you guys about Indy. Oh, not that there's anything major to tell you, just why she's not with me. So this is a national park, so she's not allowed to come to a national park. And as well as it being a national park, the area that you drive through to access this camping area is a working farm, and it's really important to respect the rules around easements and public access through privately owned or leased farmland. So because this is a working farm, dogs are not allowed here. So as much as I would have loved to have had Indy here, and she wouldn't have caused any problems, like she wouldn't have been off chasing any animals or damaging any plants. She would have just literally lay on her beanbag in here. She would have loved it. But I couldn't bring her. It just wouldn't be right. I would have driven past so many signs saying no dogs and had to pretend that I didn't see them, which is not right. Murphy's Law, isn't it? That as soon as you open things up, the rain starts again. For now we're okay, but the lovely sort of pockets of sunshine, well, clear blue sky anyway, that were up in the sky are moving off. There's a whole lot of grey clouds coming over. Just thinking about what I've got planned next. I've got so many things planned. The funny thing is with me, I have these things planned and I write them up on my whiteboard of the trips that I'm planning to do. But then it always requires like the right kind of window of opportunity. Because I'm a busy mum and I've got lots of things on the go at home, I have to find like my windows to go away, and then I want the weather to be just right as well. So although I've got all these ideas in my mind, some of them have to be put off slightly. I want to get out and do another hammock camp. I have got an under quilt. So previously with my hammock camping, it's been so rudimentary. First of all, I just camped in my garden hammock, and then I got an actual camping hammock, but no underquilt, so couldn't go away when the weather was cooling off. But I've got one now, and I'd really like to take it somewhere adventurous. Like I'm thinking, I don't know, head up into the mountains and maybe just before I break out of the bush, right at the top, maybe camp there. So I'm thinking about that. And then there's this location that I went to. It's not far from here. Actually, there's two locations I went to not far from here. Last winter and the winter before, and they're just absolutely primo, but they need limited wind and a combination of sunlight for the views and rain for the ambience. So I'm waiting to do those ones. And I have got 2 trips planned further down south in Otago with Indy. And one of the things I would love to do, my brother lives quite far south in the South Island, and I'd love to go and visit him this winter and go and do some trips down in maybe Fiordland and around that area. Couldn't take Indy because that is super no-dog territory down there. Super no-dog territory. That basically means very sort of touristy and lots of rules and regulations. Lots of things. A couple of huts I want to get to. I've just got so many things that I have planned, you guys. So I hope you stick around with me for the winter. For my winter, some of you, most of you, because most of my viewers are from the Northern Hemisphere, most of you guys are going into the warmer weather. So you can sit there in your shorts and t-shirts, sipping your pina coladas, while I battle with snow and freezing temperatures. And you can bask in the glory of your warmth. Well, it hasn't rained yet, which is fantastic. I'm kind of thinking I should probably bring the tent down before it does rain. Great way to end a great trip. Thanks for joining me, you guys. I hope you had a wonderful time. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Till then, bye.